At what point, if I have depression, if I have anxiety, if I have, suicidal thoughts, should I go get my brain imaged?
So most of the time with those kinds of symptoms, unless you have a history of traumatic brain injury, imaging is not going to show anything.
Okay.
Okay. It's a very different answer for if you have a history of, a long standing history in football.
So if I played high school football
Yeah.
and 20 years later I'm having these depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts, is that enough to justify going and getting imaged?
Yes.
Okay,
Absolutely.
cool.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of dudes here in Texas.
It's a lot of dudes, especially here in Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, Whether or not you get an absolute answer from that imaging, it's valuable to get it because a health professional can do an awful lot with that information to help you get through those symptoms.
Right.
Okay? There are a lot of treatments for those particular symptoms that are very, very effective,
Yeah. And
incredibly
and
effective.
and knowing what the problem is versus, because I think that's the hard thing. I'm depressed. Well, is it because I lost my job, or did I lose my job because I was depressed? I mean, it's hard to do I go to the therapist, or do I go to the supplements, or do I go to, there's so many different.
Go see your primary doc
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
Okay? The hard thing, especially for guys, is we see it as a sign of weakness to get help for feelings.
Sure.
Okay? Even though a lot of time those feelings have an origin inside our body and our brain chemistry that has nothing to do with your ability, your strength to get through the world and through the day. It is a part of the chemistry that is our brain makeup.
Mm-hmm.
And going and just saying to the doctor, here's the thing that I'm experiencing. If it were your back hurting, you would
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Totally.
Okay. If it's your brain hurting, that's how it shows up.
Yeah.
And so going and saying to your doc, what do we think our doctor's going to do? They're going to start laughing at us because we
No.
came and said
Yeah.
that?
No.
No, they're not. They're going to prescribe something to us, see how it works, and potentially refer us to someone else based on that,
Yeah.
just like everything else.
Who would order the imaging? Is that my GP or a
GP,
specialist or?
probably not your GP. You would probably get put on something and sent to a neurologist
Okay.
to rule out structural problems before going to a psychiatrist,
Okay. Got it.
right? Because you wouldn't want somebody who has some kind of structural problem that needs to have surgery, needs to have specific medication. You wouldn't want that person to get sent off to a psychiatrist before you'd work that
Yeah,
stuff out.
it seems like, I mean, if I, like you said, if my back hurts, the first thing to do is X-ray, MRI. What's going on with your back? If I say I'm confused, I've got blah, 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 it seems like it's one of the later things that has been done is image the brain, but it seems like it should be one of the first things, right?
Usually
Because
nowadays,
the insurance doesn't want to pay for it or any of that
no, I
going
don't
into
even
it.
think that's it so much. I think nowadays there's a pretty well described set of steps that one
Okay.
takes
Okay, got it.
that is generally covered
Okay.
and includes imaging
Okay.
that is fairly straightforward
Okay.
because a lot of people go through this.
Yeah.
A lot of people go through
Yeah.
this. And so it is a thing that when you get to the doctor and you get plugged into it, it's not oh, what are we going to do about this? It's, oh,
This
I'm
is the
on a
protocol.
pathway that's clearly defined.
Yeah.
It's boom, boom, boom. These are the things we're going to do. Here are the things we're going to try. Just like other things that are very, very common,
Yeah.
this is one of those things.
Got it. Okay.
Supplements may be a part of that.
Yeah.
I'm not clear on supplements that are particularly useful for depression.
Okay.
The CBD derivatives and CBD itself, the hemp extracts, very useful for anxiety. There
Hmm.
is a lot of information in the medical literature about those.
Okay.
A lot of people use THC,
Yeah.
the psychoactive component of hemp, which is not approved and
Yeah.
is not part of any legal hemp extract in this country, but nonetheless, long-standing history of people treating anxiety with it.
Yeah. And that seems like a tricky one because don't some people get more anxious with the use of THC, or is that just a
Yes.
dosing issue?
It is a chronic dosing issue. People who use a lot of THC over a long period of time, it is anxiety inducing.
It got it. So
Yes.
there's a happy medium there
That's on the really low
on the low
side.
side.
The
Yeah.
the science of THC suggests that any use that it has is in the microdosing range,
Yeah.
not in the gets people high range.
Got it. So if you're a little loopy, you're probably taking too much as far as
Correct.
a microdose. You don't even really notice a microdose. Is that?
Correct. But microdosing by definition means you're not getting a psychoactive effect from it.
Oh, okay. Got it. But you're getting the benefits of whatever the benefits are
Yeah.
from that.
Yeah. Over time, you will see reduction. People say this. I'm not a
Yeah.
big fan of THC.
Yeah. Okay, cool.